Yes, they're a huge part of the Brit rock scene that swept across the UK in the 1990s, selling more than 5 million albums now. For the first time in almost a decade, Skunk Anansie are heading back on tour, have a new album.
Yeah, they do. They're here as well. One thing that hasn't changed over the years, well, there's quite a few things that haven't changed looking at you, but is the strong political themes that come across in the music. We'll talk to Skin and Mark Richardson in a moment. First, though, can we have a little look back at some of your biggest hits?
Weak as I am, no tears for you. Weak as I am, no tears for you. Deep as I am, I'm no one's fool. Weak as I am, just because you feel good doesn't make you right. Just because you feel good, I still want you here tonight. Won't you? That's all I want. It's all I want. That's all I want.
So Skin and Mark both here this morning. Funny looking back at that, isn't it? I was just saying, and I mean it sincerely, that stuff doesn't date. I mean, there are some bands you could play from the mid-90s sometime, and you would think, oh dear, that looks a bit old-fashioned or whatever now. But it doesn't feel like that does.
I think we always try to do songs that were classic and quality, and I think if you get things well recorded and you try and put a lot of heart and soul in it and great lyrics, I think it always tends to stay quite modern for us anyway. Luckily.
Yeah.
You had a break, didn't you, from being in the band?
From like 2001 to 2008.
8 years off.
That's
Yeah,
quite a
8
long
years off.
time.
It was a holiday, yeah.
Did you not? Was there a problem? Because people are always fascinated. Why stop? Why?
There wasn't a problem, was there? We worked super hard and we got really tired and we didn't really take care of, you know, what we needed to in terms of, you know, having enough time off. So, you know, we just got worn out.
We did a lot. We did a lot in a very short space of time, and then we got tired, and then we were going to take a break, and it just ended up being 8 years. But we've been back since 2008, and it's going really well. Can't complain.
How was that? I just want to know about that kind of first phone call back. How did it work out that you decided that you were going to go back together?
It was Cass, our lovely bass player. He was kind of having dinner with them because we all hung out with each other still.
Yeah.
I used to see Cass all the time. Mark was in feeder, so we rehearsed next to each other. And, you know, Ace had babies, so he was like, you know, changing nappies for a few years. But yeah, it was Cass who was kind of having dinner with everyone. Said, "Oh, we should do this thing," secretly.
Oh, clever.
Yeah.
And when literally the first time we kind of met together in our house, in my house in East London, and I popped that I had in East London, and from that moment on, it was kind of like, oh, this is quite a laugh actually. This is fun. Yeah?
Can I just say that I've never heard you speak before, and given the way you deliver the songs, I hadn't expected you to sound quite like this. Because you go for it when you're singing, don't you?
Yeah,
that is that is your style.
It's rock music, you know. It's rock music, you know. No, I don't know. My voice has always been quite soft.
Yeah, it's
quiet.
gentle.
But then in delivery on stage, it's a whole different thing. I mean, do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I was fortunate enough to see the band before I joined. So I joined in '95 after the recording of the first record, and I saw them live a few times, and I got the same thing. It's like, such a massive presence, and in between songs, you've got this tiny weeny voice.
Tell us about the new single. We can play it in a minute, but before we do, it's called "I Believed in You." And what's the kind of?
I Believe in You. It's like a little punk song. It's really just about the idea of like taking responsibility for putting people on pedestals and putting people up there, especially politicians during elections, and then, you know, getting a bit disappointed. But, you know, it's like if you're going to vote for someone because they have great teeth, or because they have a little witty comment during a debate, then, and not for their actual policies, then you're going to be a bit disappointed. So it was just about that feeling.
Let's have a look.
I'd like to invite you to this pretty little scene where the fruit
It's a kind of familiar sound and a familiar song, in sort of themes to the songs as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the album is quite varied. You know, there's different sounds. You know, it's the first kind of album we've done where we kind of piece it together, not recorded live, and it's got an amazing response. It's very in your face at times, but then we have a beautiful track called "I Hope You Get to Meet Your Hero," and that's kind of more melodramatic, big string section done by Will Malone, who's famous from Adele and Massive Attack. He's worked with lots of people and we love him.
I know you did a gig this week, Skin, and you were apparently walking on shoulders.
Yeah, I've done that. I get away with it.
Whose shoulders?
Yeah, I just kind of walk across the audience and they kind of hold me up with their hands.
That's
that's quite
literally a
a
leap of faith, isn't
She
it?
always used to stand on the barrier, always, and then one day she just sort of
walked.
Yeah, like Jesus, started walking across the crowd. You know.
Hey, so you're very reliant on your audience.
They look after me.
They're
very
good.
nice. I mean, they're quite young, so they're quite strong for like young people.
I'm interested as well because are you reaching out to new audiences now, or is it what were they? What sort of people are interested in
I have
music?
to be honest, it's all about the future, really. I think that the 90s were great, but if you're going to rest on your laurels and be too nostalgic and just think about that, I think you kind of plateau and die. So, yeah, we have lots of new young fans, and they're loving it. Lots of people have never seen us before. They weren't even born, some of them, And it's quite crazy. It starts off very young and lots of females as well, which is great.
You look very well.
Thank you, darling. You're not so bad yourself.
And you're going to be doing some. You're going to be doing some gigs,
teeth,
aren't you?
you should be a politician.
Oh no! Now you spoiled it. You're doing some gigs, aren't you?
Yeah. We're doing a European tour, and it's going to end up in Brixton Academy on December the 1st.
Lovely.
I'm
Nice
loving
to
that.
see you
I'm
here
thinking of
today.
Charlie as a politician. Thank you very much for that thought.
And just a
good luck
reminder,
with
the
it.
new single, I Believe in You, is out on Monday. The album, Black Traffic, will be released on the 17th of September.
Thanks very much for coming to see us. James Wong is going to be here with us next. He's got some food for us too.
Yeah, something for us to eat. Let's have a quick last look at what's happening where you are.